Hello, Matt. Thank you for your time. I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. So the point of this video is twofold. One is to give you some techniques, tips, and tricks you could use on your website to increase your online traffic, your presence, your lead, and your business. And two is to compare your website to local competitors' website in the area, see if those techniques could outrank them, get on the first page of Google, which gets you in front of the eyes of more consumers. So I'll talk about three things: content, backlinks, and citations. Whatever I talk about here, it's free tips for you could use on your website. But if you want to talk about that or anything else, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll show you these steps for your business. So first is content. So in your content on your homepage, you need anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000 words, just depending on the competition, number of keywords needed. So a keyword is anything that someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be found for. So right now, I've got a nicely laid out website, very eye-popping with pictures coming in and out. Got your services here. As you scroll down, very reachable. There's your business contacts. So a nice laid out website, but you just do some things on the back end that you may not see on your website. Just increase your content, your keywords, and that increases your searchability with Google. So speaking of Google, if I was living in La Mesa, California, I might type this in: plumbing services, La Mesa, California. I know that's something you do, plumbing services. And here's what typically comes up. Ads come up here. They're hit or miss if you haven't invested in it already. They're a good investment, but a lot of times consumers skip over those. Sometimes we go to the map pack here with citations. I'll talk more about that in a minute. It's very important as well. But also what's important is the organics right here. That's what we call organics. So you want to get on top of the page as much as you can organically for any kind of service you do, an area you provide for in La Mesa County or California or any of the areas that you go to. So directories, we really don't count like Yelp and Angie's List, because consumers will go to a local business for a service, especially if it's an emergency type of service. So there's some big competitors here on the first page, Bill Howe, Anderson Plumbing, but even there's a lot of value just being on the first page. So I'm going to go down here, and the goal is to get to the top eventually. But even if you start, lower at the bottom, be on the first page, if your website could outrank this guy, ASAP, Drain, you increase your visibility on Google. So I'll compare your website to his, and to do that, we do a comparison. This is a tool we use to compare. It's called Ahrefs, and here's your URL right here. So even though your website's nicely laid out, you're only using 7 keywords. So keywords gives you that electricity, that power to be found on Google. So you definitely want to increase your keywords. You want to have higher volume, the better. Definitely keep the ones that you have here, but you get very creative on the keywords that you use. Not just La Mesa, but if you go to, think about buyer intent keywords, plumbing services, plumbing repair, plumbing emergency plumber, and you could tag it to all the cities you go to, La Mesa, whether you go to, I don't know if you go to Carlsbad or San Diego, Claremont, there's a lot of cities you could tag it, very creative in your keywords. So you definitely want to increase your keywords to stay on top of your competition. Just compare that to a local competitor. Here's ASAP Drain, and here's their URL right here. So they have a lot of subpages. So this is their subpages that show on the first page of Google. So actually they have a lot more backlinks, but that's making it a little bit stronger. But with keywords though, they're only using 14 keywords compared to your 7. So you don't want to match that. You want to dominate that. You want to have a lot of keywords, up to 200, 300, 400 keywords. Great thing about keywords, you don't have to recreate the wheel. So whatever applies to you, any of these services apply to you, you just tag that to your website as well. And that will give you that search volume and to match them, and then eventually start dominate them. Second is backlinks. So a backlink is anywhere where one website is linking to another website. So these links act like an endorsement of your website from others, and Google will use that to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. It's also like a popularity contest. Person with the most backlinks wins. But keep this in mind, not all backlinks are created equal. It's important to have relevant, strong backlinks compared to your industry, relevant to your industry. It doesn't help if websites like restaurants, lawyers' offices, websites are linking to you. It doesn't give you that trust power with Google. That doesn't apply to your industry. So right now you're using 5 backlinks with 4 reference domains. So you want to increase that as well. Now compare that to a local competitor. They're only using 1 backlink with this page, but they have a lot of backlinks because they have a lot of areas that they're serving. So this 1 backlink is giving them some push power to have this traffic right here. But you just don't want to match them. You want to dominate them. Great thing about backlinks as well, we could compare backlinks, and we could take this backlink that they're using that's strong and still add it to your website, but you want to add more and more backlinks to dominate them. So you want to get closer to these numbers, to this traffic, so your traffic starts looking like that for plumbing services in La Mesa instead of the 6 traffic here. And then finally, there's citations. So a citation is anywhere where your business name and your number and your address are shown exactly on your Google business profile. So citations help you rank in this map pack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since this can generate huge amounts of revenue. So if you have that La Mesa address, you definitely want to be in the top 3. Sometimes it's 4 here, but you want to be in the top 3. Much like pages 2 or 3 of Google, people don't click this button. People don't click this button as well. Like people don't go to page 2 and 3. People won't click this button for more services. So you really want to be right in the front of the face of consumers. And to do that, you can increase your citations with directories like Yelp, Angie's List, Expertise, BBB. There's hundreds of others you've probably heard of. Also, social media accounts are great too. So the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So as Google sees you more often than these competitors, the more likely it is you outrank above them. So once your content, your backlinks, your citation, once those all come together, you really start to outgrow your competitors. And here's what you might be looking at, why that's worth it. To be in the eyes of consumers here, in the map pack, and here, organically, in all the areas that you serve and around the Mesa. So not sure what your margins are, but I imagine that would generate some pretty decent revenue. Also, there's many more keywords you could use to generate more and more traffic and leads. So this is what I do. I create this for you to start creating those leads online yourself. But if you do find yourself wanting more to continue scaling as far as you want, feel free to reach out. I could help you out with that and give you some more information, or we can talk about goals. I can do the research to find out exactly what could be realistic for your business, or what it might take to reach those goals. So if you leave me a few lines of feedback, what you think about this video, that helps me get better making these. And again, I'm Travis Miller with Last Dragon Digital Marketing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this was informative for you. Much luck in your business. Have a great day.